Just the facts. In 2010, while in her first trimester, the mother of my last child had her first two kids taken by CPS at some street church event. The woman who runs the event prays around shelters befriending women with children, then uses CPS to separate the children, who she then places with other families. Denise, the mother of my little girl, attended this event at the invitation of the coordinator. The woman who runs the event found Denise's kids playing away from her and called CPS to report negligence. By the time anyone decided to talk to Denise, CPS had placed Denise's kids with a couple the coordinator had on site ready to take in the kids. The street church event is held in an open parking lot. All anyone has to do is look up and see everyone at the event. Denise suffers from bipolar disorder. Her condition is severe enough she receives a disability check. The fear of losing her children exacerbated her condition. During the first meeting with CPS caseworkers, Denise's manic behaviors presented. She got into an argument with one of the caseworkers she says was questioning her over-aggressively. The worker promised Denise she would not get her kids back. CPS made it clear in court that they were seeking determination of Denise's parental rights. Denise was assigned a lawyer and given a list of objectives to complete. Denise and I asked the CPS caseworker present in court that day, would my child be a part of this case? Not only did she say no, but it would require a whole new case. My last angel was born just before sunrise on February 8, 2010. A couple hours later, CPS and the coordinator from the street church event walked into the hospital with a court order and ripped my daughter off her mother's chest during her first feeding. Despite the court order, we was able to name our child and sign the birth certificate. My name was not on the court order. The next day in court, when everyone in the court order were being called before the judge, I wasn't. So I stood up and announced to the court, I am the father. After the judge stopped laughing, he explained to me that I was the alleged father, and that Denise could have brought any man off the streets and called him daddy. I was ordered to give her 3 samples for DNA testing. DNA proved I am the father. CPS had no case against me, so they had to allow me custody of my little girl. I was given a list of objectives similar to Denise to be completed. Having only a part-time job, I began planning for needed social services, food stamps, housing, WIC. Denise and I stayed in the same apartment complex, but not in the same apartment. She began lashing out at me. She accused me of working with CPS behind her back. She stated multiple times that she had to get me out the way for her to get her kids. She broke my window because I refused to come out and argue with her. And of course, police started showing up. I would leave it at this, that I'm a black man in Texas, and after 3 police calls, somebody had to go to jail, but the case is a whole lot more complicated than that. All I can tell you is, the night before I'm scheduled to see my little girl for the first time since she was born, I get arrested for assault on her mother. My initial lawyer said it was an easy case to beat, but then she reset it 3 times. If you agree that the legal system has flaws, then believe me when I tell you that being incarcerated exposes you to the worst of them. My daughter was now a part of this case, and the case was being fast-tracked through the court system. I was expecting to be released on my final court date of the assault charge to make it to my daughter's final court date of a custody battle. My lawyer was changed out at the last minute, and my new lawyer wanted to reset my court date until after the final court date of my daughter's case. Catch 22. Fight my assault case, clear my name, and lose my little girl. or sign a confession that I beat her mama, receive time served, and at least make it to the final court date to lose my little girl.